Hey, this is one of those videos that I'm probably just doing for myself. I don't know if anybody will ever see this. This is, oh, how can I say it? Just a rough day. I want to document what I'm going through. A lot of days with this Lyme disease. And, well, let me just describe it because maybe one day I want to look back. I don't know why I would and watch this. Um, I laid in bed till, I don't know, 9:30, 10 o'clock. Really hurting, not able to hardly even turn over in bed, let alone get out of bed. And, you know, pretty much a lot of mornings are like that now. I get up, I try my best to walk to the bathroom. My feet are killing me, and my legs and my whole body in the mornings. And go make a cup of tea. I have to get started on my whole protocol, my whole regimen of everything I'm taking. I will, while I'm making my tea, take my antibiotics, take my couple of my supplements, my green tea extract and ECGC, which they need to be taken on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. I will grab my herbal protocol mixture that I've made the night before and go back to bed and lay there. And the one thing I'll say, I try to use it as a good time to pray, to cry out to God in this situation. And I'll listen to a lot of encouraging things, a lot of podcasts. I'll listen to Bible teachers, different people that I enjoy listening to, like John MacArthur and Chip Ingram and David Jeremiah and R.C. Sproul and Ravi Zacharias, and I like listening to a lot of those kind of things. And I'll lay there for a while, and then I'll finally get up and try to start my day, preparing myself breakfast. It's now 11 o'clock, and I'm just getting breakfast. So I'm stirring something in the pan here. It's cooking. It's bacon. I treat myself to a little bit of bacon here and there. And I'll get into this in another video. I'm doing the Booner protocol in a lot of ways. It's a lot of herbal medicines, but also a lot of supplements and a lot of dietary ideas on what is the best foods for replacing nutrients that the organisms gobble up. And one of those is having a lot of protein. And so a lot of mornings I'll try to do something with protein, and he recommends eggs, having a lot of good nutrients in them, in the egg yolks. And I have a friend who raises chickens, so I can get some good free-range organic eggs. And there's a local farm that has duck eggs that I've been trying, and same thing. They're going to be free-range, cage-free, and organic. So I like to know where things come from, and I'll also, from a local meat cutter, I'll get their own homemade chicken sausage that I'll have. A lot of mornings they have uncured chicken sausage and uncured bacon. I don't usually eat cured bacon. It has a lot of chemicals and things in it. I'll eat uncured bacon. So you gotta either freeze it or use it, within a few days. So anyhow, I just wanted to mention that, and as you can probably tell, this time of day I really have major brain fog, and the one way of, I guess you could describe it is, it feels like you've got the flu, and you've got, like the achy all over flu, and the worst hangover you've had, like you went to a bachelor party, even though I don't drink. But that's what it feels like, that you just feel rough all over, and it's most mornings for me right now that I feel this way, and it takes me a while to get going. I just spent a couple days trying to do things, trying to go to my grandson's Pee-wee games. I tried to go fishing. That didn't happen too good, but went to church morning and evening yesterday, and rested in between. I pretty much have this, some people out there call it the spoon theory. I only have so much energy in a day to do things before I run out of energy, and that's it. Then you're pretty much done. And then days where I have to rest and recuperate, and that's just, I don't like the term the new normal, but it's what it is. It is what it is. That's what you could say. And so anyhow, I just wanted to just talk about this a little bit. Like I said, I don't know if this is anything I'll ever put out there with my bedhead, and I've been lazy. I need to trim all this up, and if you can see in the background, my place is a mess, and like I said, I have so much energy to do so many things in a day with this Lyme disease, and I've been trying to do something every day, trying to not just lay around home, try to go do something with family, go to church, go shopping for the things I need to do, go do something outside. As I've probably stated in other videos, I love the outdoors. I try to at least go somewhere, a couple times a week, and go sit along a lake, go fishing. Yesterday, I even went as far as, 2 days ago, I took my kayak out for a couple hours. Now, this wasn't like paddling around like strenuous kayaking. This was going out and floating around a little bit for a couple hours. But it was the first time this year, and it is June 5th. So, that's, anybody that knows me knows that's not me. I would be out there. My motorcycle battery's probably dead. It's sitting in the garage. It hasn't moved for about a year. I'd be out camping. I'd be out going and hiking and doing things right now, and it just hasn't happened. So hopefully one day soon I can get all those things back, and the things that I love. And so anyhow, I just wanted to, I don't want to keep rambling on here, but I wanted to just, if nothing else, document for myself what I'm going through right now, what a lot of these mornings are like, and I don't know if it would be beneficial to anybody or not to share this. Maybe I will. I don't know. But if I do, I'll put this here, that I would ask for prayers for anybody out there that will pray for me. That I'm a Christian, and I believe that God can heal me in a second, if that's His plan for me right now. And if it's not His plan, if this is what I'm supposed to be going through right now, He has a purpose for it, and I accept that. If I am going through this right now to help somebody else that's going through the same thing, then okay, I'm fine with that. And so that's what I've been trying to do with a lot of the videos that I've been doing. Is it's not for attention. It's to try to help somebody else out there. I know there's got to be, there is, I know for sure there's a lot of people out there struggling with this that are scared and confused, and I just want to help them in any way I can. Hi, Bill here again. I'm feeling a little better than I was this morning. I guess you could say this is a little bit of a day in the life of a lymie, I guess you could say it. After a rough morning that I described, I didn't film myself trying to get out of bed or anything like that, but I described that, how that goes a lot of mornings. After getting up and taking my antibiotics, a lot of my supplements, getting some breakfast, getting a lot of good stuff in me, feel a little better usually. Still kind of a tired day because of kind of overdoing it the last couple of days as I described. So now it's just kind of a day of rest for me. I just been trying to get some things done, online, and some stuff done around the apartment, working on a lot of my probiotic drinks and herbal tinctures and things like that I'll do some other videos on, showing you how I do all that. So now I'm just kind of having my, well, it's my lunch, which is it's mid-afternoon now, but I do a NutriBullet smoothie for lunch a lot of days, so I do a lot of the green drinks with some berries and some flax oil, some blueberries, goji berries, some spinach, I put some kefir in there for probiotics, flaxseed, almond meal, just a bunch of good stuff, and some protein powder. I think this one I have some pea protein powder in it, so that's what that looks like. Kind of green drink that I usually have for a lunch, since I eat days like this, such a late breakfast, that I just have something like this for lunch, and maybe a couple nuts or seeds along with it, and my herbal protocol that I do. Some of the stuff's 3 times a day, some of the stuff's more like 5 or 6 times a day. That one is the main tincture mixture that I do 3 times a day, and as you all know, supplements, a lot of timing involved in all those. So I don't know, this is my system. I have Ziploc bags that I have stuff separated in. A lot of people use a pill organizer. I haven't found one that's to my liking yet, because it takes so many darn things at different times during the day. It's a little more complicated than just even a 3 times a day organizer. So if anybody has any ideas on that for me, please let me know. So that's where I'm at right now, feeling a little better than I was this morning, probably sounding a little better hopefully, and still a little bit of brain fog and fatigue, but as the day goes on, a lot of times I kind of have a window of opportunity where I can get things done and feel a little better before I go downhill again. So I will talk to you later. Another thing I forgot to mention is in the middle of the day, I take my antibiotics early in the day, so in the middle of the day I'm repopulating my gut flora with some probiotics. So I take some good probiotic pills, capsules that I've shown in some other videos, and I'll be doing a more in-depth video on that pretty soon. So I take a lot of that, and I also drink kombucha, homemade, and I also make water kefir, and both of those are really good for probiotics. So I do that a few hours away from the antibiotics, and also the milk kefir. It's got calcium and different things in it, so you have to take that a few hours away from doxycycline. So I just thought I would mention that, and then same thing all over again. Right before dinner I'll do antibiotics, and then later on in the evening be taking probiotics again. A couple more things that I do early in the afternoon usually, and then again in the evening when I'm doing my probiotics. One is milk kefir, which is, as you know, a lot of people will say don't do dairy on a Lyme diet, which is true, with probably the exception of milk kefir and some yogurts, more like homemade heirloom yogurts, which I also do. So that's pretty much the only dairy that I do is the things like the kefir and the yogurts that have the lactose is actually fermented out of it by the organisms that do that. So it has a lot of probiotics in it. I've read some articles. I can't remember the numbers right now, but just that little tiny bit of kefir has way more probiotics in it than even some of the best probiotic capsules out there. So I do that. Another thing that I'm doing is, I think I showed you in one of my other videos in my vitamin hauls, is the royal jelly, which is supposed to help with a lot of things and with breaking up the biofilms. And yeah, that's a shot glass, but it never sees alcohol. It pretty much sees my little bit of royal jelly that I mix in with some lukewarm water, or when I'm taking my tinctures throughout the day, I just mix it up in that little glass. Another thing that I've been doing, I can't remember if I talked about this yet or not, is bone broth, homemade bone broth soup. You can't see it, but I make homemade bone broth that's really supposed to be good for your joints and your collagen and things like that. And I actually did talk about the cordyceps and the lion's mane mushroom extracts, and once I warm up the bone broth, I mix those in with it too, to take those twice a day. And the lion's mane I'm taking, that's supposed to help with the light sensitivity. As you can see, I always have some kind of dark glasses on, and it's cloudy out today. So that's supposed to help with that. It's not quite as bad as it used to be, so I think it is having some effect. So the lion's mane and the cordyceps are supposed to help with a lot of the neurological issues that we have with Lyme. And also they are really supposed to be good for a lot of your immune system and different things like that. So I'm doing all this in the middle of the day, as I said, away from my antibiotics, and then again in the evening away from the antibiotics. And as you can see, a lot of these involve liquid, and maybe somebody out there knows about this, but for some reason this time of day, after taking my antibiotics in the morning and my herbal tinctures and then doing all this stuff, let's just say I spend some bathroom time peeing it out. TMI with Bill here. So if anybody knows what's going on there, just leave a message below. I'm thinking it's not just the drinking the liquids, because it seems to happen at a certain time during the day, not even before I've done all this. So I'm thinking, it's probably something to do with things getting killed off, toxins being flushed out of your system, which is a good thing. So hopefully that's why that happens. Hi, Bill here again. I was just kind of filming a bunch of different random stuff today. Ended up just almost being kind of like a day in the life of a lymie, or at least this one. And I have a question for a lot of you out there. This is the time of night that I usually, it's about 9 o'clock at night, and a lot of times in the evenings, later on in the evenings like this, I all of a sudden start hurting a lot. In the mornings, as I told you, it's a lot more in my feet and my legs. And in the evenings, it is more up in my back and neck and even arms, so it's more upper body. I was wondering if anybody else experiences that, and not sure why that is, why it's not as much in my lower body, it's more in my upper body in the evenings. And the one thing that I do a lot of is Epsom salt baths that are supposed to really be good for detoxing. Your skin is one of the main ways that your body is able to detox things out of your body, but I also put the Epsom salts and some essential oils like lavender oil in with the bath, and it's supposed to really help soothe your muscles. So a lot of times in the evening, I pretty much need to do that. I don't know if anybody else experiences this upper body pain more later in the day. So if anybody does, please let me know, what you think about that. Bill here again. I took my detox bath for the evening, and
I make detox baths super hot, about as hot as I can stand it really, and try to stay in there for 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm literally sweating when I get out of the bath, and they say it's good for you to sweat out the toxins to detox. So it takes me a while to cool down and uh, just calm down after doing all that. So I was going to take all my stuff that I take before I go to bed, so I thought I may as well show you some of that stuff that I take. As you know, sleep is a major issue for Lyme's. That's all there is to it. It's a real problem, and I struggled with it a lot. I've tried a lot of different things. I have really settled in on a protocol that's working very well for me. I'm really getting pretty much a full night's sleep now, which was, for a while there, it was absolutely horrible. I had a lot of insomnia, woke up a lot, and just never got a good night's rest. And now, mostly, pretty consistently, I'm getting a good night's rest. So I thought I would show you some of the things that I'm using to try to get a good night's sleep. The first thing I do is glycine. That is an amino acid that's supposed to help your energy, just to kind of keep it stable. And I actually put that on my vegetables with dinner usually. I actually like the taste of it. I don't know how you would describe it. It's kind of a salty and a sweet taste, so I put that on my vegetables in the evening. About an hour before I go to bed, that might be kind of hard to see, melatonin. I take that about an hour before bed. Another thing I take about an hour before bed is ashwagandha. Protocol for the Booner protocol I'm taking. That's one of the herbs that I take a few times a day, but I take an increased dose of that not too long before bed. And that's valerian root. That's another thing that I take shortly before bed. Tryptophan is another thing that's supposed to be really good for a lot of the neurological things and things related to the brain for Lyme, and I take that to help with sleep. Um, Chinese skullcap is another, Bakel skullcap that's called. It's another herb that I take a few times a day, but also an increased dose right before bedtime. And it's hard to pick that up here on the camera, maybe it's so small. Motherwort tincture. That's another herb that I take a few times a day, but I take a increased dose of that not too long before bed. So that's pretty much my current sleep protocol that I've settled in on after trying a whole bunch of different things for the last year or two, and that's worked best for me. So that's it. That's my day today, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.